So let's talk some more about establishing personal boundaries and about the dangers of rationalization. In one of my past videos, I talked about cerebration, the concept that Erich Fromm came up with, and he kind of, I think, loosely based this concept on Freudian defense mechanism known as rationalization. And as a person who experienced much of this defense mechanism, I can attest to the fact that it doesn't actually help establish healthy boundaries usually, because you get used to always justifying whatever happens to you, and you end up always looking for that reason, and therefore not actually living through your experiences and not understanding what's happening to you. So this is again something that I talk a little bit more about in that video. I may put the link down below if I don't forget. But the establishing of boundaries and justification or rationalization do not go well together for the following reasons. Reason number one: you are going to lie to yourself. You are going to establish a boundary and say, I'm not going to do X. And some time may pass, you may feel rested or you may feel well, and you will lie to yourself and say, oh, I think I will be able to do X. And you're going to, because of that rationalization that you've done, because you're used to it, you may cross your own boundary. And then later on, you may think, why did I do that? Didn't I establish that boundary for a reason? So you kind of have to repeat the whole process of establishing a boundary and thinking about why you need that boundary. And that is, of course, the most obvious reason why I think that establishing healthy boundaries is extremely necessary, especially if you have a history of disregarding your own needs, and if you have a history of always finding a justification of why being in an abusive situation or experiencing abuse is normal. And for trauma survivors, this is a very common theme, to always think that you are the one causing your own distress, you are the guilty one, and this internalized victim blaming can be worked with, and establishing healthy boundaries is one of the first things you can do. Apart from that, you can also project your own problems, so to speak, onto others, and you may expect others to also continuously come up with excuses and justifications. And if they don't do that, you may think that something is wrong, because again, you're so used to this process of always finding a reason, always getting to the root of the problem. And this is, again, harmful, because there isn't always a reason why people do or not do something. And asking directly is the best way of communicating to others. And for people who have been neglected and abused and who have been dismissed and have a history of trauma, they may have a very hard time communicating their needs and establishing their boundaries with others. They may always want to please others, and this is the fawn response. This is something I mentioned on my channel, and it is becoming more popular, which I'm very happy about, because the fawn response is really sneaky, because it makes you be more likable and people want to hang out with you because you are a very agreeable person and you don't want to be confrontational, but then you end up ignoring your own needs and wants, and that is not okay. So this is the second reason why justification or rationalization, or as Fromm calls it, cerebration, is harmful. So there are plenty more of the ways rationalization can hurt you, but for now I'm going to leave you with these two, and let me know if you've ever experienced any of this, and let's keep the conversation going.